Do you guys think that your wholeness could be deleted? Anything can be deleted through real change. I don't think something could be deleted, but the behavior continues.
Oh, I've never been home in my life. I kid you not. If I was still playing in the NFL when we met, and let's say I played another 3 years, like it would have probably been like the worst thing for us.
People could say that about wholeness being deleted. They'd be like, yeah, it's all good, it's all good. Yeah. But if you use that same situation on a murderer, right? And you'd be like, oh, he went to prison, he came out, he's reformed. You'd be like, yeah, he's still a murderer though.
I'm Simeon Pando.
Drea Monet.
Tank.
I'm Melvin Gregg.
This is another episode of Nice and Neat.
I'm Duke.
I'm Omar.
I'm Jalon.
Welcome back to another episode. Yo, what's the deal, y'all? Hope all is well. Welcome back to another episode. I'm Duke.
I'm Omar. I'm Jalon, and this is another episode of the #1 podcast in all Los Angeles, Nice and Neat. Thank you for joining us again. What's going on, y'all? How y'all doing? How y'all doing? I'm good. How you? You good?
I'm straight. I'm solid.
Okay, straight up. You guys look kind of nervous about what we about to talk about right now. What's going on?
I ain't nervous.
You ain't nervous?
I ain't nervous.
Okay. You got any inkling on what I'm gonna bring to the table?
A
little bit.
Maybe a little bit. I caught the pre-production meeting.
You got a little.
Yep, I know.
Okay. I want to see how I want to frame this, because I think for the fellas that are kind of like in that limbo phase between like, hey, I'm single, but I might want to stop being single, but single is fun. And, you know, the ladies that may be thinking the same thing, or you just want to be a fly on the wall to that thought process. I
like what you did there.
You know, I'll give you guys a story about me, and this will help us know where we're going. There was a moment when I said, yo, you know what? Like, I just need to hang the jersey up, bruh. I need to hang the jersey up, and I want to bow out, right? And it wasn't for a woman. It wasn't for Brittany. It wasn't for anybody but myself. I remember when I had the moment, you know, I was in limbo and I was opening a business, and I was just like, yo, you know what? I need to give all my attention here, and I don't need to focus on anything else. As a matter of fact, in order for me to be the best version of myself, I need to eliminate dating. I need to eliminate sex. I need to eliminate all of those things. And I just need to put all my attention in this, right? And ironically, Brittany showed up right after that. And it was everything that I needed in a relationship, but I wasn't even looking for it. But I know I needed to hang up all the bad habits that I was participating in. I thought it was super important to be able to create space for the things that I wanted, and even more, just abundance came after that. So I wanted to know from you guys, when did you guys have the understanding of like, hey, yo, this bachelor lifestyle that I'm living, I got to hang that up. And now I want to transition into something more sustainable.
For me, you know, for the viewers and listeners that may not know, I'm sure a lot of y'all do know, but, you know, I played in the NFL from 2012 through 2016. So my early 20s, man, I would say like I was really living just like a really fast life. Like I was making money. You know what I mean? I'm friends with the who's who's. I have access to, you know, all the women in the world, literally. You know what I mean? I'm literally, and you know, if social media don't make it, you know, it make it so much easier to connect with a woman in London and see her tomorrow. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So it was those type of things that, you know, provided me, you know, an alternative way of fun that I just enjoyed. And I would say when I started to transition out of the league, well, for one, moving around and being freely and just having a lot of fun cost me money. Mm-hmm. Okay. And so something like that is easy to do, you know what I mean, when you're making this type of money. But when those things stop and things start to slow down, then you start to get like a greater look at the landscape of your life. And as things started to slow down for me, I'm like, yo, maybe I should start slowing down as well. You know what I mean? Ironically, at that time, I so happened to meet my wife, you know, and just through dating her, and if something about her, something that, and that's why I'm married to her, but something that pulled me towards her was like, man, you should probably start slowing down. Actually, let me be all the way honest, fam. You know what really made me start slowing down?
Mm-hmm.
I'm still doing dirt, bruh. I'm still out here. I'm talking to candidates, and I still got a roster cracking. The real honesty is I got caught up one night. I was out one night at the ESPYs, okay? I got caught up one night, and then I got faced with, Candace was like, yo, you need to make a decision on what you need to do. You know what I mean? You have the freedom to do whatever it is that you want to do. You could go out and continue doing what you want to do, or you could actually try to lock in and try to build something sustainable here with me. And honestly, I'm like, what I'm doing is super fun, but I've done it. You know what I mean? And I realize if I keep doing it, I'm going to jeopardize losing what I have right here with this woman that I really like. And I really see things going places.
How old were you?
Oh, I was 28.
Okay.
28 years old. You know what I mean? And I would say from that moment on, I remember it like it was yesterday, but from that moment on, from that summer on, you know, I think maybe a couple months later, me and her ended up actually deciding to make it official and date each other exclusively, and we ended up moving forward with our relationship. But you know, it took the right woman for me to say, hey, you know what, I got to get out these streets, bro. I gotta settle it down, because I was wilding. I was really, I don't know, I wouldn't even call it wilding. I was just being a young man, just like experiencing his life and like living with no regrets. That doesn't mean I'm making the best decisions though. You know what I mean? So I would say at age 28, meeting a woman like, you know, someone that was really special helped me say, hey, it's time to start hanging it up. And, you know, I think what really helped me get to that point too is that I had done a lot of stuff in my past. I had done things where I'm like, okay, I guess I'm cool. I'm comfortable moving forward. I know a lot of people may not feel like that, you know what I mean, or may not have those experiences, but I think just, again, living, you play professional sports, you're young, you're making that kind of money, you're gonna live a fast life, you know what I mean? So it provided opportunities for me to do things that probably someone my age doesn't, you know, necessarily have the opportunity to do, but I did those things, and yeah, was able to, I guess, come out on the other side with the right woman, of course. But the woman helped influence that, as well as the time and the transition in my life. Like there was so many different variables in that equation. You know, I mean, the transition to meeting a new woman, and then also like trying to introduce myself to the world as who I am today. So a lot of that came into the fold, you know. But if you know, if I guess if I don't meet a woman that I feel like I could take it serious, I don't know if I have that realization, you know what I mean, or that awakening to do it.
You probably also like the time thing is really important.
It really is.
The time and the transitional part of your life is really important, because I would argue that if I met Chanel in full swing of NFL days, I don't know if we'd be here.
You would not be here.
Yeah, I don't know if we'd be here.
No.
So like, she could be the same person though.
Yep.
But I don't know if we'd be here. And it's not like, sometimes you think like, yo, it was the right person for people who, to society standard, do regular things, right? Because like playing in the NFL is just abnormal.
Yep.
It's not a normal, you know, everyday thing. So, and it's not real life.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? You play like, you work for 4 or 5 months and then you're off for the rest of the year.
Yep.
That's just don't make sense.
Yep.
So not only are you making money, but you got time.
I got, man, an abundance of
You got time, you know what I'm saying? So you have access, you have money, and you have time, right? So a lot of people just don't have everything.
Yep.
And so you have a lifestyle is just conducive to just like fuckery. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think when I hung my jersey up, no pun intended.
Literally or physically?
Both of them happened at the same time, pretty much. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yep.
no pun intended. But because, you know, I met Chanel when I was still playing, but I met Chanel when I was still in playing mode, but on the back end of playing. You know what I'm saying? So when I met her, I had time. to invest in not even a relationship at the time, but just invest in someone and saying like, I'm in a new place, I'm in New York, so I don't know people.
Yep.
So I don't have my friends, I don't have my network, I don't have the women, I don't have my family. So when you don't have those things, you rely on what you do have.
Yep.
And Chanel was one of those people.
Yep.
Okay, so it was very easy for me to put a lot of energy into her because I didn't have nothing else going on.
Yep.
Right. So in that process, things happen simultaneously where it's just like, all right, well, football is kind of slowing down. I'm still getting checks, but I start thinking about like, maybe next year I'm not playing football, but I like her though, so let me just spend time with her. Right. And I think that was like the first step to like hanging my jersey up.
How old were you at that time?
I was 28. I was 28 or 20. Yeah, I was 28. And we stopped talking, right? But at that same time, when I stopped playing football, you open a business. And that's another circumstance that comes into play when that's going to steal your time. Yep. You open a business, now you got to give to the business. Now you got to do research. Now I'm on foot patrol and learning things. And I don't have time for women. You know what I'm saying? So now the less time I spend with women, the more I realize I don't really need women.
Yep.
All right. Things happen so fast. And so the more I focused I became on my business, the less I stopped hanging around women. Okay. So now it created a little bit more space for a woman to come to my life and say, okay, like I'm the right one. So when Chanel came back around, I had the capacity, the like emotional capacity to like just give her the space. You know what I mean? And I think it just blossomed into what it was now. Right. But I kid you not, if I was still playing in the NFL when we met, and let's say I played another 3 years, like it would have probably been like the worst thing for us.
Yep.
You know, because you just in full swing, man. It's a different life, and it's hard for a woman to deal with that, and it's hard for you to deal with that and be with a woman and still have to like, you know, struggle, push and pull between like the lifestyle and like the potential love of your life.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't know if that would have happened, but I do know that transition, so many things happened and so many things had to happen for me to be able to like get to this point. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like most guys that happens way earlier, which is like, I don't like the way my life is going, or not even like the way my life is going. It's just like, let me just get somebody right now. You know what I'm saying? Because they don't really have the lifestyle that's really influencing them. It's really hard. You're dealing with all these players, all this money, and you got 10 guys you close to. So 10 guys got things going on and like, hey, oh, come here, we're going to Mexico for this. Jelani, we're going to Jamaica for this. And you like, I'm going everywhere.
Yep.
Like, I'm going everywhere.
Yep.
So where does a woman fit in?
Yep.
Yeah.
You know, where does a woman fit in? She doesn't.
She doesn't.
She doesn't fit in because like you're just dealing with this shit.
Being
Just
young.
with the shit.
Yeah.
Just with the shit, yo. And here's the thing though. Sometimes people are listening right now. Are you watching? When you guys look at us now, you gotta think, oh, these guys are cool. They're like the big homies, right? They seem responsible. They seem well put together. They seem like they always do the right thing. But I'm telling you right now, bro. I'm telling you right now, we've been there.
Been there, bro.
Been there. We've done it, and just we understand. We understand. And I would say that like you have to before you get in a relationship, just make sure you're ready. I would say that.
How would they know? Because
Okay.
it sounds like both of you guys is like your job slowed down. So how would they know? How did you know?
Yeah. How did I know I was ready?
Yeah, like would you have been as ready if you were playing still?
I got you. I'll take that back. So you won't. So I guess you won't know you're ready. It just life happened that way.
Yeah.
Life happened that way, and when life give you lemons,
Make lemonade.
make lemonade.
Yeah.
You know. So I wouldn't say be ready. I would say go ahead and just like do your thing as a kid first, and then like figure it out from there. Don't try to don't be in a rush to just be this mature.
Do your thing as a kid first.
Don't be in a rush because you're gonna have to learn anyway at some point.
You know what? I got a question for y'all. All right, because I want to say like 10 years ago, this was like circling the internet. It was a real viral moment for this person. But we're all here familiar with Drea, right? Drea had a moment one time, I feel like it was on the Breakfast Club. And they were just asking her about her decorated past. And, you know, she went and stood on the front lines and said, you know, her wholeness could be deleted. And, you know, it was a huge uproar, you know what I mean, within the community about, you know, is she right or is she wrong, you know, and who knows? But a question I want to bring to you guys is, do you think, and this is actually a dim the rules question, dim the rules. Do you guys think that your wholeness could be deleted?
Oh, I'm not a hoe. Oh, I've never been a hoe in my life. I've never been a hoe. So no, it can't be deleted.
Because you don't got no wholeness to delete.
He don't got it to delete.
He don't got no
Yeah,
wholeness.
we don't got it to delete. But hypothetically speaking, right?
Hypothetically speaking, of course.
I think anything can be deleted through real change. I don't think something could be deleted, but the behavior continues. I think anything can be deleted through real change. I mean, it's you know, that's the whole point of reform. If you come out reformed, you reformed.
But you're not, your past isn't deleted.
Yes, the history of wholeness is still there.
It's still there.
Yeah,
Like people,
yeah.
people could say that about wholeness being deleted. They'd be like, yeah, it's all good, it's all good.
Yeah.
But if you use that same situation on a murderer, right, and you'd be like, oh, he went to prison, he came out, he's reformed. You'd be like, yeah, he's still a murderer though.
Damn.
Ain't no.
That's why I use that word.
Okay.
That's tough.
Ain't no getting around that. You can't delete your wholeness.
And you can't be like, well, that's murder because we talking about principle.
Come on now.
Oof, that's tough.
So it doesn't look like it could be. It doesn't look like it could be deleted. It could be dismissed.
It could be dismissed.
It could be
It could be
dismissed.
dismissed. It could be dismissed.
Yeah,
It could be dismissed.
dismissed. But you know what? You know why it can't be deleted? Because I'm gonna always hold you to that person whenever I have to think too hard,
Good or bad.
good or bad.
Damn.
You know, but
It's like this dude's changed. He used to be a murderer.
you know, or
At the end of the day, hey, he used to be a murderer, so you got to watch him.
you gotta watch him.
You got to watch him. I know he's reformed.
Or even how much admiration he gets. Like he's a new person.
Yep.
New person from what? Yeah, he used to be a murderer.
He used to be a murderer.
You always gonna
You know
attach
that, right?
it. You always gonna attach it. You know
You know
that,
he got a
right?
body, right?
You know she used to be a hoe, right?
You know that, right?
So-
you know she be giving
yeah.
that guac 5,000.
Jesus.
You know she was like, wop. Nah, fuck him. What? I'm gonna do my stuff.
It's going crazy.
So what's the rules?
Oh my god.
The rules are you can't delete your wholeness. It's impossible. You ever seen a nigga turn a nigga into juice, cuz?
Oh my God. So your past, decorated or not, you can't delete it.
No,
you
it could just get dismissed. It could only get dismissed.
Yeah.
You can get dismissed.
Yeah.
Because it's still gonna be a reference point.
For sure. And it should be though. It should be.
It should be what? Dismissed?
That too, bro. A reference point. Like it's even though you're no longer that person, we should always know like where you came from.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I think it's important. It's important to always know like people's journey. You know what I mean? Because it tells a lot about the character.
And it changed.
Yeah.
It changed, yeah.
Yeah, it's important.
Even with them overcoming that.
It's important. It's still important to know that about the person.
So we just call it remission.
Sure.
You know, because it could come back, but you know, we hope it doesn't.
We hope it doesn't. We hope it doesn't.
So the rules is you can't get it deleted.
The rules is you can't get your wholeness deleted. You could get it dismissed.
Damn.
The
Rules.
Them
The rules. Yeah. I mean, I agree because, and I say that just even thinking from if you dive deeper, whenever you have to assess, right, on your own. Let's say you're having a conversation with somebody and they tell you about a story that you just may not have full clarity on, and you begin to assess, you automatically input everything that you know about the person to assess. And if it's in alignment with what makes sense, then you'll be like, okay, that checks out. But if it's in alignment with somebody who you was of the past, you're gonna bring that to court. Mm-hmm. You're gonna bring that in, And do I think that people should be held in contempt for their past? No, but there are going to be moments all the time where you're held accountable for your past.
Yep.
That happens all the time, whether you like it or not. It's how people actually get to know you better. So I mean, if she says she not, but it don't mean that she wasn't. Can't delete that. Can't delete the past.
Can't delete the past.
Can't delete the past.
Can men be hoes?
Yeah.
Men can be hoes?
Yeah.
Men could be tools.
Men can be tools. Explain.
Men could be tools.
I mean, a hoe is a tool.
So, I mean, I guess you're right. I guess I'm just.
I think
I'm trying to make it sound better.
There's a I think the definition is slightly different, but
For hoes, I mean for men.
yeah, but the essence of it is the same.
It's just not derogatory to us.
Yeah, it's not necessarily derogatory because I don't think men beat each other up for it. So
no, men actually praise each other for it.
Yeah, I think that men lacking standards, substance, as they maneuver and things like that, they can be considered hoes. If you seen a dude moving frivolously enough through the streets and just doing it with anybody and moving with anybody, you'd be like, man, bruh. You'd be like, nah, bro.
But you wouldn't use that verbiage.
I wouldn't call him a hoe.
You would never call him that. You would never say that.
You didn't say what I call them that. You said, can they be?
I got you.
Can they be hoes?
I got you.
You can be.
I got you.
It don't mean I will call you that.
It's great to be.
Though.
It's great. Men could be hoes, but it ain't gonna be in that term. It ain't gonna be.
Yeah.
It ain't gonna be that.
You're a hoe ass nigga.
Yeah, that.
Yeah, that's
another
different.
term. Like you're weak.
Yeah, you lame, bro.
But I think when it comes to the hanging of the jerseys, do you think women like having like a jersey hanging ceremony, or is it assumed that they were on the path of marital bliss their entire life?
I don't think they have it like we, because women aren't considered players. They're considered hoes.
Jesus.
Am I right, Demi?
Double standard exists here.
I'm just saying, like, they're not considered play. Like, the hanging of your jerseys is because men are players. Jerseys, players.
Yep.
That's where it comes from.
Yep.
Right? So when you are a man and you deal with a lot of women, you're considered a player. When you're a woman, you deal with a lot of men, you're considered a hoe.
I wonder what the new generation has to say about that, because the new generation of women are a little more masculine than,
or just free. Or fluid.
Fluid.
Yeah.
So
I think they care, but the rules is kind of different now. And we didn't grow up seeing this much like fluidity.
Yeah.
Like when we grew up, it was still like, hey yo, how many numbers can you get? Mm-hmm. Women were still trying to like, nah, I'm not messing with you. People didn't talk about their body count and who they was dealing with publicly. Mm-hmm. Right, that's all like new stuff.
Yeah.
Right, so the more that happens, the more it becomes acceptable for everyone. Right, and I think that shit taints the space. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. So like,
that makes sense.
For you, right? Yeah, everybody, we hear the stories about traveling, having fun, going out, experiencing life as you knew it at that time. When you stepped into the transition, what similarities with the monogamy did you associate with the fun that you had in your single life that said, I actually want to continue this fun in this way?
The first thing for me that jumps off is traveling. Like, I was doing these as a someone who was living a non-monogamous lifestyle. I was taking these vacations and trips, and I found myself on these trips, and some of these trips there were women involved, and I found myself being like, okay, it was cool hanging out you know, with these girls today, were like, I'm ready for them to leave. Or honestly, them being here, I'm actually kind of ready to go home myself. And taking, taking now my woman or the lady that I'm dating and traveling and then being like, damn, this is actually kind of fun. I'm actually looking forward to doing this again with you tomorrow. And realizing like, oh, I don't want her to leave, or I don't want to go. I'm like, oh, okay, maybe this is somebody that I should really be doing this with, because I haven't experienced this feeling before. So I think that's what it is. It was like the first time that I felt the feeling of, yo, I actually enjoy this person's company and I want to see them again, or I'm not ready to kick them out, or they're not annoying me, or we're actually having some really deep conversation that is making me think differently right now. I mean, I woke up thinking about that conversation we was talking about last night. I still can't wrap my mind around, and like, it's like those type of conversations that made me say, this is where I need to be, because I wasn't having those experiences when I was living a non-monogamous lifestyle. And of course, because no one there is there with intention of doing so, you know what I mean? But when the intention changes, and I think that's what it is too, is my intention changed. And then, I just realized, it's like, come to the realization that I could actually do the same things that I was doing with multiple people and getting tired of with one person and be happy the entire time. Yeah. And once I found that person, I was like, yo, this is it. Like, and it don't get me wrong, it took time to like make the transition. You know what I mean? It's a transition, but I ultimately knew just because I was able to have the same kind of fun, the same kind of experiences, and not get tired of it. In fact, I wanted to repeat it again and again and again and again. So I was like, this is it for me.
What about you?
It was always important to me what my family structure was going to look like. Like, even in doing all my fun, like, I knew what my end goal was going to be. Like, I just always knew that. That was never a question mark. I feel like one of the most difficult things for a lot of people is kind of moving through life without, okay, what does this end goal look like for me? I always knew what the end goal looked like. I just needed to find the person that I wanted to be at the end with. So as I said at the beginning of the episode, in building out my business and being that focused, and this person who I've already known for 2 or 3 years comes around and we just start talking every day during this time. And, we were long distance. She was actually in Florida at the time. And I looked up and 2 weeks go by and we just been chopping it up every single day, just having conversation. I'm giving her updates on what I'm doing within the business, and she's just telling me what she has going on. And it just felt good. It just felt really good. It felt really natural. It didn't feel like I was forcing conversation with her. She wasn't forcing conversation with me. And you know how difficult that already is. And even if you are gaming a girl up, you trying with output. I wasn't trying with output. We were just really just having conversation on what my day was looking like. And it felt good. It felt comfortable. It felt very natural. And I didn't want to talk to nobody else. I didn't want to talk. I had received that feeling again that I had as a kid of, yo, when you're talking to a woman, you talk to one of them at a time. And I felt like I was more in tune with myself when it came to her than I have been in the last decade of my life. So when I felt that, as you guys know, I was like, oh yeah, nah, this is it. This is it. I haven't had that feeling. So the decision and the transition was easy. I think the transition is always going to be rocky because you're transitioning from your familiarity, your comfort, what you're used to, what you're doing every single day. And I feel like as men and women, when you're in that space of it being rocky, what you imagined is what you see. So, you may look at your friends or your family members or your parents who've been in relationships for 5, 10, 15 years, and you see that. And as you're going through that transition, you're not experiencing that. So you be like, you know what, maybe this is not for me. And I challenged myself to, hey, yo, work through that, because there'll be some fruit on the other side of this. And I'm thankful that we have these open, transparent conversations, because there is so much work that is required when you're dealing with somebody that says, this is my life, this is your life, but like now we trying to fill out what our life now looks like. There's a lot of work in that. And I feel like people see what they want to see, and when they don't feel what they imagine they will feel, they run from it.
Yep.
And I didn't run from it. So we can say now, oh, the transition was seamless, but it wasn't.
No,
It was a lot of work
Shit was rocky.
to get to this point. You know. So how was it for you, dude?
I forgot the question. What's the question again?
How was the transition for you?
Dude checked out.
That just reminded me. You was asking about like what are the similarities, or what, like how did you, like, what pretty much were the benefits, right?
Yeah.
I think for me, yes, it was fun when I was single because of the freedom, the location freedom, the time freedom, the money, the access. Yes, it was fun for just a young person, right? But I could see how it would not be fun and it's sustainable fun for someone who's trying to evolve as a person, because as we get older, we start looking at things, looking at ourselves, and being more critical about where we are in our lives. Mm-hmm. And being someone who's single is, at least at this point in my life, I could look back and say, like being 30 some years old, single, I know it got to be on your mind.
Yep.
For me though, I think there were just certain things that were more fun in my relationship than there's more fun. There's different things that were fun in my relationship. Like you said, taking trips is different. Taking trips is fun, but like actually traveling with the woman is different.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Like getting on a plane, like having that experience. That's fun. That's like checking in the hotels, like
pushing 2 suitcases through the
all that stuff.
You know,
it's fun.
Like, the things.
New experiences with your woman. Those things are fun. Just more stories. I remember like 3 years ago when this happened.
Mm-hmm. That's the best part right there.
You know what I mean? That shit was crazy. You was drunk as fuck. You was drunk as fuck. Shit like that.
Yep.
And y'all can laugh about it as opposed to, man, it's just like fun on subscription as opposed to like fun like a one-time purchase. You know what I'm saying? Yep. So a relationship is just like fun. It's like subscribe fun. You're gonna have it month after month after month.
Yeah.
And you may have some credit card errors every now and then, but that shit you still that shit still gonna go.
Yep.
So that's kind of how I look at it, man, and just being able to like the type of person she is, the compatibility part, being in the gym together, like just like popping on social media and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? That's fun. Like building the audience, building the community. That's fun to me. And those are things that you miss out on when you're a single person, because you don't trust anybody, you don't have relationships, you just don't have the experience with anybody. And so I think that's where it's at for me.
Side note, I think the weakest thing about being single is the lack of trust you have. Mm-hmm. That shit is trash. Like you don't trust nothing. Mm-hmm. Not a man, not a woman.
Can't leave nobody at home. Hey babe, they coming to pick this up. Can you let them in the house? There's none of that. There's none of that. So a lot of that stuff you got to do your own.
Yeah.
Fellas, anything else?
Go ahead, finish. Close it.
Okay. Listen, if you made it this far in the episode, shout out to you. All right. shout out to you. And thank you for watching. Thank you for tapping in with us. We trying to grow this thing. So go ahead and subscribe to the channel. We're almost at 100K. I don't know where we're at right now, but we're somewhere in the ballpark. All right, and we need to get that 100K because we need that plaque. All right, we need that plaque. If you're watching this, go ahead and screenshot, post to your story, tag us, let us know you're tapped in. All right, send to a friend, comment, let us know what you think, give us some feedback. All right, all your participation is needed and necessary. Okay. With that said, much love, much gratitude. I'm Duke.
I'm Omar.
I'm Jalan. This is another episode of Nice and Neat, and that's that on that. Peace.
I'll be the one to take the risk to go and get them bands. I'll be the one to never sit and go and make a plan. Knowing my mother getting old and I don't got no time. Gotta keep a couple for the road, the rest get left behind. Yeah. To the Hoeness, pledge allegiance.